lot of y'all aren't ready for this, but the moment that you start testing your partner, even in your head, you've already chosen fear over intimacy, because testing is pre-decided distrust. That's what it is. It's saying, I don't believe you can handle the truth, so I'll measure you instead. And once you measure someone, you stop meeting them. You turn love into an experiment. And experiments don't hold people, they observe them. Because testing is fear with a clipboard. It looks intelligent. It feels strategic. It sounds just like I just need to see. But see what? Actually, see what? See if they'll text, if they'll chase, if they'll stay calm, if they prove something. Because you're not looking for connection once you start trying to see. You're looking for confirmation. And confirmation is a courtroom, not a bedroom. And nobody relaxes in a courtroom. Because I don't want you to just sit with testing like it's just the obvious stuff. That here we go again in your chest, that is testing. That prescript that boots up before the argument, that is testing. You're not in the moment anymore. You're scanning for proof. You're watching the person you love like a detective watching a suspect. And then you say you want intimacy. Right. But it can't, right? Because intimacy can't survive under surveillance. And there's a part in this that should hurt, because testing assumes that your partner is incompetent with honesty. That's what it is. It assumes that they need to be measured, that they can't handle, I'm scared you won't hear me. I'm afraid I'm too much. I need reassurance. You don't trust that your partner can hear that. So instead of risking that sentence, you built a maze, you starve the room and then see if they feed it. That's what you do. You go quiet and see if they chase. You escalate and see if they stay steady. You create pressure and then call the reaction proof, but you created the conditions. You tighten the rope and then blame them for breathing hard. That's what you did. And then when you realize you're inside the test, let's go to the other side. When you realize you're inside the test, something in you dies, because now you're not loved, you're evaluated, you're not known, you're graded. And even if you pass, you know that they didn't trust you enough to speak plainly. And that sets the entire relationship back. It sets the whole relationship back, because intimacy requires mutual risk. Right. Testing, it removes risk from one side and loads it onto the other. And that's not partnership, that's probation. And nobody falls in love on probation. So testing at its core does not protect intimacy at all. It suffocates it, because intimacy is someone stepping forward unarmed, and testing keeps the armor on. It keeps the armor on, and two armored people don't touch; they collide. They collide, right? Because if you want something real, if you actually want something real out of somebody, you need to stop measuring. You need to stop. You need to say the dangerous sentence. I can feel that script starting. I can feel the script booting up. I don't want to fight. You need to admit that sometimes. I'm scared. You need to say that sometimes. That is not weakness. That is the only move that keeps the whole way open. Everything else is you choosing to be right instead of choosing to be known. Right? Be known. Because being right is colder than being alone. Right? I want you to understand. Being known at least means something. Being understood is just a translation. We can even get to that. But this is one of those things. Don't fight to be understood. And if it's a familiar pattern that you're going into, when you go, here we go, this only proof that you both know how to enact it. That's all it means. So don't get caught up in that. Just sit with yourself and be honest.